Di ba magtatanong ka?
Oo nga pala.
Manong George!
Ano ba yan?
Hi, my name is Mariel, and I work in the NHS as a theater nurse.
So, Mariel, what are the pros and cons of working in the NHS?
Sa palagay ko, ang pinakamagandang naitulong sa akin ng NHS is training and development. So, when you come here in UK as a band 3, they will give you supernumerary or consolidation period for you to be able to train and be a band 5. And as you progress na maging band 5, meron ka din ulit na training for that hanggang sa ma-reach mo yung competency mo as a theater nurse or as a nurse. So, ang isa pang advantage na meron sa NHS or the benefits na makukuha mo as an employee. First is the pension, which is one of the best pensions here in the UK. Kasi hindi lang nila i-match yung contribution mo, but they will give a little bit more than that. Another one is maternity pay, wherein if you look at the paper, medyo complicated yung explanation ng maternity pay scheme. Pero as for my experience, I got 6 months of full pay, including yung sa employer ko and the statutory maternity pay or maternity allowance. And the next 3 months after that is half pay, which is really good compared to other countries or compared to the Philippines. So, ang isa pang magandang benefit ng pagtatrabaho sa NHS ay yung pagkakaroon ng mahabang annual leave. Minsan, nasa-save namin yung 4 weeks annual leave going to the Philippines or mag-travel or you can get your annual leave in increments. So, pwedeng 2 weeks for this month, 1 week for the next month, and then so on and so forth. Ang isa pang pros ng pagtatrabaho sa NHS is the sick leave entitlement. As you progress or as you stay longer in the NHS, meron tumatagal din yung entitlement mo for sick leave. So, I think ngayon dahil I've been in NHS for 10 years, meron na akong 6 months. I'm entitled to have full pay for 6 months for my sick leave.
So, Mariel, basing on your experience na nasabi mo kanina yung about progression, no, and development, ano ba yung pwedeng mapuntahan or maging progression ng isang nurse dito sa United Kingdom?
So, magsa-start ka as a band 5, and then once you have gained your competence and more experience on your field, pwede kang magkaroon ng progression through promotion. Like, pwede kang maging band 6, which is a team leader, or a band 7, which is a theater manager or a ward manager. And then other routes that you can take, in my area, we can do first assistants, which or the surgical care practitioner. Yung first assistant role, yun yung nag-a-assist sa mga surgeon, and then you can suture wounds and assist the surgeon basically. Dahil dito sa UK, you are not allowed to assist unless you have qualification to do so. And then, at the top of that, you can progress as a surgical care practitioner, which is already a band 8 position. So, ito na yung may autonomous role, which is having independent role in the theaters, na pwede kang magkaroon ng sarili mong list and mag-opera ng minor cases.
So, Mariel, sabi ko nga kanina, ano yung pros and cons. Well discussed kung ano yung pros. Paano naman yung cons of working in the NHS? Kung meron man.
NHS is the biggest employer, is one of the biggest employer here in the UK. So, it means na maraming staff yung hinar nila, marami ka ding competition in terms of progression and in terms of your promotion. Dahil maraming staff, for example, ang isang trust, limited din yung budget nila for promoting staff or for other courses para mag-progress ka in your career. So, it's budget related. So, depende kung saang ospital kayo mapupunta or saang trust, anong trust yung mag-allocate ng budget for your for the staff progression.
So, Mariel, ang katanungan ng ating mga kabayan ay about sa sweldo ng isang NHS staff nurse. So, pwede mo bang mai-share sa amin kung magkano ba talaga ang pwedeng sweldohin? Pwede bang kumita pa over dun sa declared na sweldo? Meron bang paraan? At saka, ano yung mga deductions na pwede nating ma-expect para sa isang NHS staff?
Okay, so as a Band 5, merong different pay points and bawat year mag-i-increase yung pay mo. So what I can do is I can show you a sample of my pay slip. So as you can see, merong basic pay, which is 37.5 per week ang usual hours na tinatrabaho namin dito sa UK times the hourly rate. So apart from your basic pay, you can get night differentials, which is usually 30% of your hourly rate. And then may iba pang enhancement like Saturdays, which is also 30%, and Sundays, which is 60%. So yun yung pinakamalaking enhancement. So apart from that, you can also gain overtime, which is time and a half. As for deductions, we have PAYE, or pay as you earn, which basically is my income tax. And then the NI, which is the national insurance, which are contributions into a fund for state benefits. And lastly is the NHS pension, which has different thresholds depending on your salary. And in this payslip, I contribute 9.3% of my basic salary. So, yan lahat yung deductions na meron tayo in the NHS.
So, thank you, Mariel, for sharing your experience with us. Always remember,
Manong knows.
In the United Kingdom, Manong knows best.